I saw obviously when this fight got bumped up to main event, you guys are doing 5 rounds. Now we've seen a couple other short notice main events come together. The Anthony Smith fight, and they ended up being 3 rounds. Can you kind of give me an idea? Like, did they ask you to do 5 rounds? Did you want to do 5 rounds?
It's a main event. You got to do 5 rounds. And I'm never one to shy down from a challenge, and this was an amazing challenge to take, and I was up for it.
Were you given that option, or did you immediately volunteer and say, I want to do 5 rounds?
I just figured that that's kind of, the responsibility you take on as a main event fighter.
You've been in main events, obviously a couple big ones in the UFC. You've been here before, being under that spotlight. Do you embrace that, and do you believe that actually is, because some people, they kind of fade under the spotlight. Some people shine under the spotlight. You've been a person who's kind of always embraced that. Do you kind of embrace this moment of kind of taking advantage of being the main event now?
I think you have to embrace all these special moments, because if you don't, they come and go, and then when you look back at it, you're like, man, I didn't appreciate that moment for what it was. This is such an amazing moment in my life. Why would I shy away from it? Why wouldn't I, open up the curtains and breathe in that fresh air? This is historic. I sometimes, because I've been fighting for so long, I forget how cool it is to be doing what I get to do. And I do have to kind of sit down and smell the roses sometimes. If you don't, like, what's all the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears for? What is it for if you don't appreciate these moments?
Absolutely. With that being said, Michelle, we talked earlier about Angela having a bit of a controversial decision in her last fight. You were also in a fight that was very, very close. Obviously this is a sport at the highest levels. You're not going to go out and knock out every single opponent you face. But is there a point in a fight like this to go out and kind of put an exclamation point and leave no doubt, especially coming off a very hard fought split decision?
Yeah, there is. You don't want any doubt within your mind, with the judge's mind, and with the world. That is always, that should always be the objective. Since I've been fighting for the UFC, outside of my UFC debut, I fought top 10 girls, always. And so when you get up to the top tier of competition, getting those finishes becomes so much harder. And I hope that people understand that. It's because the competition is so thick and rich with talent and technique. Getting a finish isn't something that you can force, or it is something that happens through in the moment. And so that's what I plan on doing is being in the moment. I'm not going to try to force anything, but for sure, the motivation is to finish the fight.